Hi guys, and welcome back. In my last video I introduced a series that I have going on, and so I get to be the first video. Yay! So I have everything I need. I have my little what I'm gonna say. You can't really see it real well, and I had scribbles. And I have this awesome Bible that my youth pastor gave me, actually, and it's the Expositioner's Study Bible, so Crossfire Edition, and I think it's by Gabriel Swaggart. He wrote it, but it's a really awesome Bible if you guys want to, check it out, because you can't really see it well, but if you look inside of it, you can see that the black, that's what's in the King James Bible, and then in the red it just kind of translates it for you and gives you a better understanding of it. So I'm going to introduce what my epistle is about. I'm only going to read you guys the introduction of it because it was kind of hard to put it in a letter format and make it acceptable for the video too. So the title, even though there's not really supposed to be a title for an epistle, and just a reminder, epistle is a letter written to an individual, a group, or the church, addressing something that they felt should be addressed. So I've had a lot going on around me, and there's a lot of things that I've heard, and they're kind of depressing. So just kind of everything led up to me doing this video and me writing my epistle about this. So I kind of titled it, even though I don't think it needs a title, but it's Immorality, Judgment, and How He Loves Us, which is also the title of this video. So I guess I'll start off by reading the introduction. Okay. The subject of this letter is to reveal what I, as a young adult, a human being, and a Christian, has been exposed to and has witnessed around her. There are many people in this world who live different lives from one person to another, but they all have two things in common. Whether they realize it or not, God is real and He loves His children, and we are all sinners. I would like to point out three particular things with this letter, and if you guys have it readily available, I'm going to read it, but I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians 6:18. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man does is without the body, but he who commits fornication sins against his own body. And then you can turn to Matthew 7:1-5. Judge not, that you be not judged, for with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged, and with what measure you mete, it shall be measured to you again. And why do you behold the mote that is in your brother's eye, but consider not the beam that is in your own eye? Or how will you say to your brother, let me pull out the mote out of your eye, and behold, a beam is in your eye? You hypocrite! First cast out the beam out of your own eye, and then you shall see clearly to cast out the mote out of your brother's eye. And then the final one is John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. And that kind of sums up my whole introduction. And so that basically means, goes with the title. Immorality was 1 Corinthians, Judgment was Matthew, and How Much He Loves Us is obviously John. So as I continue, the first verse depicts the sin of sexual immorality. The second illustrates the wrongness and consequences of judgment. The third depicts the greatest expression of love and sacrifice one can give, how much God loves us. But also, the first two verses express another meaning. It illustrates that not only are kids in need of help, but adults as well. And what I mean by this is, we have a gay person at our school, and it's obvious, but he gets a lot of grief from a lot of people, and recently he's been told that he wasn't allowed to go to church because he was gay. He was not allowed to go to that youth group, that youth night, because he was gay. So to me, that doesn't connect in my brain. Church is for sinners. It's for people to go and get help and be saved and actually have a fighting chance for their life and the rest of eternity. But so for the judgment, it's really, to me, kids and adults, because that pastor said no, you're not allowed to come, and then at school he gets grief every day for being gay, and he just probably hears it 24/7, whether it's music, kids, the adults. He just hears it wherever. And to me, it's just crazy how like it said in Matthew, we're sinners too. Everyone's a sinner. So what gives them the right to judge that person that way when your lie that you told that morning is just as bad as him being gay? And it's not even that he himself is gay. There's nothing wrong with him. It's just his decision to sin and be gay is what's wrong. There's nothing wrong with him as a person, and he deserves a lot more than that. So, the verse that I had to go with this little section was John 8:7. So, if you guys would like to find that or look it up later. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself, and this is part of the Bible where Jesus is protecting a woman because people were threatening to stone her. So, yeah. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He who without sin among you, let him cast the first stone at her. And then he wrote a line on the ground. And then when he got up, they were gone. And this, my pastor also talked about this last Sunday. He used this verse too, and I thought that it was very relevant to the whole situation of judgment. And it's not just against gay people. It's, there's racism in the world, there's prejudice in the world, and there's no reason for it. We're all human. We all have a heart, we all have feelings. Doesn't matter the color of your skin or the way you act. There's no reason for it. Everyone deserves love and everyone deserves care. And if people choose, then God provides that in a world where it's not always provided. So, yeah. And so then the next part with the immorality is mainly targeted towards adults, and the reason why I wanted to do this whole kids adult thing was because I went for Christmas dinner at my youth pastor's house, and we got to talking, and he's like, the kids are exposed to, he can't blame kids for, being so sexually active because they see it all the time, whether the TV's not clean anymore, the music's not clean anymore. So how, when hormonal teenagers are already thinking about having sex all the time and having it pounded into their head even more from television and music and people at school. um, it's really hard to believe that some people aren't already activated, and it's sad to think that. And years ago there was actually decent shows on, and PG-13 meant that there was hardly any cussing in the video, not that there's suggestive scenes or anything. And so I mean, and then that's what my youth pastor was talking about, the kids. But and then I was like, well, it's not just that either. It's adults too, because these ladies that I used to volunteer work for, they talk, and it got back to me that they find it shocking that girls my age aren't on birth control yet. And I'm like, well, why is that shocking? It didn't make sense to me. And so their opinions on that is that as soon as my girl turns 14, 13, blah blah blah, they're gonna go on birth control. And I'm like, some people need birth control because it helps them be regular, but if you give birth control to a girl that doesn't need it, it can really mess up a lot of things with them. And to me, that's just crazy. And they automatically assume that myself is already having sex and everything. And it blows my mind that adults already have this preconceived idea of what a teenager girl in this day and age means. And I'm not saying that that their ideas aren't justified by how a lot of girls act in our generation, but it still blows my mind how they can't have just a little bit of faith in someone they're closer to, or someone they just don't even know and have no right to judge that way. And so yeah, that was kind of shocking to me. So there are a lot of problems with the kids, and the kids are our future, but the adults also need to step up and teach properly and have faith. I mean, yeah, they just need to have faith in kids and step up to the plate a little bit. And so the second onto the part, also these ladies that I have heard of are not only that I know that I've had communications with, that I would have never thought I'd hear this about. There's a lady that she has a boyfriend, and she has been seen having relations with married men, and not just one married man, but two. And it kind of blows my mind, because she's the sweetest lady that I have ever met. She's funny, and she's outgoing, and she's a beautiful woman, but I never thought I would hear that about her, and it's crazy. And then this other lady that I know, I haven't really talked to her much, but you just kind of hear things. And suppose this woman was recently married, and she has a daughter, and a beautiful daughter. She's absolutely the most adorable little thing ever. And she is supposedly having a relation, not necessarily sexual, but a relation with someone that she should not supposed to be having relations with, because she is married. And it blows my mind how these people act, and then how they really are, like it just goes to show you never really know a person. But I have two verses to go with this little section of my epistle. video, and the first one is Hebrews 13:4. Let's see, 13:4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. And yeah, it really says whoremongers in there. But you know, God will judge, and you know, only God can judge me. But that for them ladies to not, you know, be scared of what's to come, and they know God. They go to church. From what I know, they go to church. And it shocks me that they aren't even the least bit scared of what might happen to them. Anyways, the next one is Ephesians 5:5. For this ye know, that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, has any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and God. So that is kind of the consequence of what would happen for adulterers and whatnot. So anyways, as for my conclusion for this video, and I did not mean for it to drag out this long, but Sunday at church was awesome. It brought so many emotions on, but really the song that I had for this video is How He Loves by the David Crowder Band. And so I'm just gonna let you guys listen to it for a little bit. So, like, I'm sorry if you guys couldn't hear that well, but that was kind of my cheater way of putting music on the video. But anyways, that song was played, and I'm not a perfect person. I have done things that I'm not proud of, and I have said things that I'm not proud of, and I'm guilty of judgment as well. But it kind of amazes me when I was listening to this song how before it just, it's a song, it's a worship song, I love Him, He loves me. But then it just kind of hit me how there's so many people in this world who sin, and He looks at it as all the same, whether it's a lie or a murder or an adulterer, and He just loves us. All He does is love us, and it kind of is. I was like crying listening to this song, and I'm just like, oh, I need to stop because no one else is crying. But it really got to me, and that's the reason why I want to do this video. So yeah, so everyone is a sinner, and everyone can do a little more. And I thank you guys so much for watching my channel, and I'm so sorry about the videos being not there. But I'm planning on working on that in the New Year resolution. Happy New Year's Eve, but New Year's is tomorrow. But oh my gosh. So I hope to see you guys a lot more in 2014, and see you guys later.